Thank you all so much for coming out. This is an open letter. This is an open letter to the citizens of Colorado, to the citizens of this country, to Senators Udall and Bennett, to Mayor Hickenlooper, to Governor Ritter, to those with the power to effect change. This is an open letter. This is an open letter to the fighters, to the dreamers, to the lovers, to the believers. This is an open letter to my fellow actors and artists, poets and painters, teachers, friends, families, anyone who is not afraid of riding the bus. This is an open letter. My name is Matt Zambrano, and for the past several years I have worked as an actor-educator, health advocate, and mentor to youth in and around Denver and surrounding communities, mostly elementary school kids. I am also a first-year student at the National Theater Conservatory, or NTC, an MFA program in conjunction with the Denver Center for Performing Arts that for the past 28 years has been teaching people not only to be excellent and extraordinary actors and performers, but human beings. Last week, we were told quite suddenly and unexpectedly that our school was going to be closed, phased out due to financial instability. We're very sorry, they said. And I can't help but think I would buy it just a little bit more if the whole thing didn't stink of politic. You see, I carry myself courageous. I stand and speak with distinction. These are things that I have learned through the education that I have received. And I am smart enough to know that a move like this is made always with the presence of mind for presentation. Whatever end you seek, it is presentation, presentation, presentation. We live in a society that places so much importance on presentation and success. So much so that sometimes the best chance you're going to get will only be a first impression. So listen closely, this lesson is professing to a once forgotten principle. We call it potential. See, the fact is, education opens doors to experience, and it is experience that is, in my mind anyway, the best education. Because we are all children of this nation, this country where opportunity will sometimes find you. But 9 times out of 10, you gotta find it, and the pressure to make the right decisions when you do will drive you so crazy straight out of your mind it never stops. Those feelings never go away. Because we're all gonna have to make important decisions for the rest of our lives until our dying day, and you can choose to hear what I say or not, but I do know this. Dreams were never meant to make themselves come true. You gotta find where your inner phoenix lives and not be afraid to bleed fire when you do. And I have found my phoenix, though the fire is getting darker. And I swear I have got the taste of ash in my mouth, because right about now that milky white melancholy moon is hanging his head a little lower in the sky. The cries of the wolves on the winds of the west are getting louder and louder, and those perfect lines of flour that hide underneath the cutting board in your Nana's yellow kitchen just won't come out to play. It's raining, they say, and they're so afraid of melting. And to be honest, I know how they feel. Because sometimes the weight of this world can sit on our bones like giants on beanstalks, and our hummingbird hearts can have honey-dipped wings that harden so unfairly. Our cousins, the coal mine canaries, know this. They know this in their lungs. Such solid respiration, to whom it may concern, you have kidnapped my imagination. You are holding it hostage. You hide your dirty hands from pretty clocks with pretty hands, and neither have held such hot love because they're so afraid of melting. You, who have plucked out the grapefruit and devoured it. Silver spoon scraped the edge so well one can barely tell it was once a plump, juicy fruit, and a blind fisherman, casting his net in the ocean, pulls up starfish and seaweed, leaves them tangled in the rope to choke on the air of uncertainty. And some fish are so preoccupied with keeping their head above water in an attempt to save face, they forget fish rot from the neck on down. Become skeleton buoys, bobbing on the waves. 100 years from now, the tourists will walk by and say, damn. Kid could have been somebody. This place could have been something. Me llamo es Mateo Zambrano. Soy de Colorado. I am a wandering brown buffalo. My hood's an extension of the soil I stand upon. I was born in Denver. Have lived all my life in Denver. And by the good grace of God, I will die in the cradling arms of its blue mountain majesties. And I watch watched as the elementary school where I learned counting, colors, and compassion was shut down due to financial instability. And I watched as the newspaper that I learned how to read while sitting on my cockroach's lap was shut down due to financial instability. And now I'm being forced to watch as another educational institution that is as much a part of me as blood, bones, and breath is being forced to shut down. And why? Because we're so afraid of melting. We are not asking for revolution. We are not pointing any fingers. This is not the blame game. We are simply asking to be part of the conversation. I have fought too hard through my larval stage just to make it to this cocoon, and I will not go back. I am no longer content to sit at the kids' table, because if my education has taught me anything, it is to never give up. And if history has taught us anything, it is that you can't solve a problem by simply building a fence around it and pretending it's not there. Just imagine what we could have done. Imagine what we still can do. With just a little imagination and a little innovation. For it is imagination and innovation that are gonna set this world free. That are gonna set this world free. And if anyone agrees, tell them to save the NTC. Tell them you will not stand to see another school shut down. Tell them that if they're afraid of losing your vote, and believe me, my friends, they are. Tell them you have a voice, and you are not afraid to use it. This is an open letter. I await your reply. Thank you.